guys, welcome back to another video. So this is just a little bonus extra video, and this is the making of a smart doll passport, or just any notebook. You just need to change the cover. So this is what I ended up with. I found a cover online on the internet of my country's passport. So I have this template. I was still debating how to do this at the time, so it does have an uneven number of pages. You can fold these accordion style, or do what I do a little bit later on and cut these into pairs, so 2 pages which get folded together. But first thing is first, and that is starting at the start. So I'm starting out by cutting out this cover, and hey, warning, don't cut this little sliver with a slightly blunt box cutter. That ruined it, but also kind of gave it a realistic, so it's okay. I did end up cutting most of this by scissors, like just by hand, because it was so much easier to do. I did want to keep it as straight as possible, hence the box cutter to start with. So I've gone ahead and cut out the full length of all my pages, and this is because I was still debating, as you can see here, to do this whole book accordion style. So doing it in accordion style is folding each of these pages, and then they get folded together, so it's got a front and a back page, just like this, and then you glue like another page onto that. That just gives it a bit more strength. I did find that this is going to become a little bit too thick for my purpose, hence I decided to just stick to 2 pages and cut it. The amount of pages that I ended up with was actually a really good amount. It wasn't too thick and it wasn't as sparse as I initially thought it would end up being. This is mostly because like you fold it in half, so you do get 2 pages, and it's not like you get a front and a back page. That's the reason that I mostly cut it. So the main thing I'm doing now is cleaning up all the lines, and then I'm placing them together into a block. So making sure they are all even and lined up. Place the cover around it and do a final check, mostly to see if the cover sticks out. This is, well, was for me important, but not really that important. I just didn't want to see any of the white pages. So that is what it's going to look like, and now we're going to do a final step before assembling it, and that is putting a little protection around the cover, because hey, it is an official document for her. So I'm just getting the clear, or like the paper off the clear. I don't remember what it's called, so that's okay. And I'm just gonna put a cover on it. This was a lot of fun. Just make sure your workspace is clean. Like, I was worried there for a sec, but it was okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and trim the corners. You can do your own methods for this, but I just found the rounded corners gave it a nice and clean look because of my rounded corners. And then I'm just going to fold in the long and short edges one by one until it's nice and smooth. And finally, I went in to clean up my corners because of my rounded corners. Not sure that was a very smart move, but I just cleaned them up with the scissors. And with that all done, I did use a ruler just to smooth it all out. It didn't really show me much difference, but I did it anyway for some reason. And this is what the cover is looking like. So you can do this for any type of cover, especially with the protection. That's really smart. If you don't have any tape wide enough, like you can just use some packing tape, some clear packing tape, or use some sellotape. You will just see some lines, or don't cover it, that's fine too. To assemble the book, I did put some clips there to keep it even on both sides and keep them in place. Just using a ruler to keep it nice and even in the center, and I'm going to be hand sewing this. Because of the tape that is around the cover, it made the sewing a little bit harder, but once you get through the beginning, it is a lot easier to do. I am going to be pushing my sewing needle against my mat there, and that actually made it so much easier, and it made it go a lot smoother too. So I just make sure that the needle is lined up properly before pushing it in. So the neat side is going to be, hopefully, obviously, on the outside, because you want that to be nice and neat. And then the center of the inside is your little bit rough looking, but that's okay. The outside is important for this, for me at least. I did want to do the sewing technique mainly because I find that looks a lot nicer, and it is also what my passport looks like. That seems to have like a sewn in as well. Just be careful, don't do your stitches too small or too close together. You don't want the pages to be ripping because of your tiny stitches. But do keep them small enough because it's a doll size. You can do this for any kind of notebook, like just change the cover. You can use lined paper in there if you want. You can just use one of these pages as a template. And as you can see, I had a little knot there, but I am just finishing off my stitches before cutting the thread. And that is it for this notebook. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making this and taking it on holiday. I did make a little stamp for her as soon as I got to my destination, which I was able to give to Izzy, because after all, she also went on holiday, so she needs a little stamp in her passport. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up and comment down below on any ideas you'd like to see next. And while you're there, subscribe to my channel, it really helps me out. Have a good day, bye!